Hello viewers, welcome back to the shop. Since I have some time and this has been an exercise in geometry really, I wanted to show you this front pocket wallet that I made. This one is in some kind of lizard skin I got at Tandy. They had like a one-off on this lizard skin, and I think I've made a video about it before. I really like it. It's got such a unique pattern to it. It does come from Italy. I don't know if they have any more. You might want to contact them. I do not have a SKU number for this, unfortunately. And I wish I had picked up a couple more. They had it in white, green, and this mustard color. So let me show you the inside. And because it's black on this one, it's hard to see, but there's two pockets here for credit cards, an ID card holder with the see-through window, and then on this side there's also a pocket sewn behind the ID card holder. In addition to that, there's a bill holding pocket. So I think this one turned out pretty good. It's taken a couple trials and errors. If you watch my other video, you saw my first demo. I think that demo has found its way into the trash, because I've made a couple more and they've turned out much better than that. So your first time may not be the best time, may not be the best one you make. So, but let's get into this and see if we can help y'all make one of these if you want to make a front pocket wallet. So for our front pocket wallet, we're going to need a couple things. We're going to need the outside. We're going to need the inside. A T-pocket, a square pocket that's going to sit behind the ID card holder, and then another smaller pocket that's going to sit below this T-pocket. So it's going to be like this. It's going to be nested. And you can put whatever you want. I mean, you're going to have the whole interior space of this part, so you can put your pockets however you want, and you can put as many as you want as long as they fit within that space. Then you also need a square like this for the ID card holder, and as you can see, this is just some file folders that I cut up and use as cardboard so that I can make several of these at a time. And with this one, what I do is I set the my hole puncher in the corners and punch a hole, and then use a rule and cut out the center. So I cut the hole out and put some see-through vinyl in here, glue it on the back. On the top of this is where I'm going to sew the vinyl to this part of the leather, and I'll show that. So if you have some scrap, whatever you want to make this front pocket wallet out of, that's great. It just needs to have some kind of body so that it's not too soft. Once it's all sewn together like this, then there's plenty of body. It's plenty rigid enough. It's not just going to collapse in the hands. I mean, it's pliable, but not to the point where it's just floppy. So just keep that in mind. Let me show you another piece of leather I used. I believe it's oil tanned. And as you can see, there's an issue right here with the outside that nobody wants to see that. That was part of a project that obviously ended up in the circular file. But here I've resurrected this piece because I don't want to waste this leather. And then I'm using a different type of pigskin on the back. This is a tan pigskin. And so in this particular front pocket wallet, what I'm going to do, I'll show you. And just like magic, I'll cover that up with a exterior pocket. And so I'm not sure if I like the exterior pocket or not, but some people like to have an exterior pocket. Like, for example, on my Yukon wallet, I have an exterior pocket, and I keep my Costco card in there. So there's my Costco card on the Yukon wallet, and that's worked out pretty well. I don't know why I'm in Costco so much. So there's that pocket wallet, and like I said, you're only limited by your imagination as to how you want to make the outside and the inside of these wallets look. And you can use up some scrap leather if you have it. This, like I said, this pocket will cover that nicely, that other part of the leather that wasn't quite 100%, and nobody will ever know. So as you can see on this outside front pocket wallet template, it's just about 10 inches, and if you wanted to go, you could go to 10 inches easily, and that would be fine. Probably make it more symmetrical and easier to cut. So go 10 inches on that outside pocket wallet. I just happen to have my template made up, so I'm not going to change it. And let's see how tall that's going to be. It's about 3.5 right there. So your outside pocket's going to be about 10 inches by 10 inches long by 3.5 inches tall. And I just so happen to have another piece of this oil tan leather, which I really, really like. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that now. Okay, I've got that traced out. And don't be, you don't have to be 100% precise on these cutouts. You're really cutting the shape. Once you get the backing on this, and before you start sewing, that's when you can be precise. So if you're a little worried about the pattern, just leave a little extra. Cut outside the line, and that'll allow you to trim up before you sew, because that's going to be the part when it can't come undone. Right now it can be, you can mess with it. So but once you're sewing it, then that can be a problem. But right now it's perfectly fine. Cut outside the lines, leave a little extra, whatever makes you feel comfortable, that you'll be able to come back and make this more precise later on. So let me cut this out. So if you watch Chuck Dorset, you know that he always preaches new project, new blade. So this is not exactly a brand new blade. I just installed it last night, so it made maybe one pass on some other leather. So it is a very new blade. But I like Chuck Dorset. If you want to check him out, you can check him out on Weaver. Weaver has a channel. He has a live stream, which is really fun. And he also does project videos. So check out Weaver Leather with Chuck Dorset. You won't be disappointed. All right, one choice I wanted to get into was this is Tandy Leather RFID Shield Barrier. And so, I don't know, a lot of people like, ooh, that's not, the camera's going all wonky on it. But There you can see it. You can decide to put this on the outer pocket or the inner pocket. Once again, I'm not sure. I haven't done any tests or review of this paper yet, but actually I was thinking about it since I'm using it on this project. And I've made a couple of these with this RFID blocking paper. It's basically to prevent people from hacking your credit cards. If you have chip credit cards or intelligent credit cards, then you may want to put this on here. Again, some people put it on the outside and on the outside fold. I put it on the inside. So, for example, in this wallet, you can't see, but between this nylon and this pigskin, there is a sheet of this RFID barrier. So once again, that's entirely your choice and up to you whether you want to use that. And it's the same thing, just cut it to fit your whatever you're going to bond it to, and you should be good to go. So I'm not sure if glue affects the RFID properties of this, the blocking properties. You would think it would have to have some kind of metal content in it, but again, I don't know. I'm going to find out. I'll probably do a review of this, and we'll see. But for right now, I'll take their word for it. And I'm not going to bond it to the outside of the wallet. I'm going to bond it to the inside wallet, just before where the credit cards are. So behind this pigskin is this RFID blocking shield. So now we have our outside cut, and we're going to bond this to some pigskin, and whatever you have. Maybe you have goat, maybe you have kangaroo, maybe you have nylon, some kind of nylon. Hold on. Maybe you have something like this, a heavy nylon that you're using. You can use this as the pockets too. You can do anything you want as long as you have some body to the wallet and it's not just going to flop around in your pocket. Nobody likes that. Here's some of the brown pigskin. Now, the thing to note on this particular pigskin is that the sewing shows up very well on this. Unlike the black, the sewing does not show up as well. So if you fudge on the sewing with the black thread on the black pigskin, you're going to be okay. It's hard to see, and as long as you don't really mess it up, you can fix it. So, but beware if you're using this thinner brown pigskin. Even if you're using brown thread, I'll show you what happened. So this was done on a machine, and like I said, I usually sew the see-through vinyl to the top of the ID pocket, and then I sew the ID pocket to the back side pocket. And unfortunately, I kind of got all cattywampus here, and you can see that the double stitching, when you're sewing on a machine, you back stitch so it doesn't come undone, and that's how it looks. So just something to know. When you're choosing your lining material, people will be able to see that, and it must be aesthetically pleasing. Alright, so here's black pigskin. This pigskin lining is very affordable. You can get a pretty long sheet, maybe about 5 feet long by 3 or 4 feet wide, for about $30, a little over 30, let's say 35, $40. But that's a lot of pigskin. That goes a long way. I've already cut like 8 of these wallets, and I still have a whole mess of pigskin left, and I used this just this black pigskin. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this, and I am going to cut it oversized because I don't want to try and be precise when I'm cutting this back, because I'll have to glue it together, and we all know how that goes. Once the glue gets tacky, if you put it sideways and it's already cut precisely, you're going to have a problem. So overcut your backing, and then you can trim it to fit. Otherwise, you're setting yourself up for failure. So let me get this done. Okay, so that's not too much oversized, but it is oversized, so I can go a little cattywampus, which always happens to me for some reason. I'm always a little cattywampus, so that's just me. Wasn't made right. I'm not too right. All right, I'll cut that nonsense out too. Anyway, so here it is, a little bit oversized. Now I'm gonna put on my mask because I'm in an enclosed space and I don't want to breathe this glue. I like Tanner's Bond contact cement. That's what I use a lot of. I think I mentioned in another video I may try to go to Barge and see how that works. My friend Bob, he uses Barge and he really likes it. I use this and I really like it, but the smell will kill you. So I would do it outside, except it's cold and I'm not a cold weather person, so I will do this in the comfort of my spacious garage that at least holds up in a little bit of heat, and I'll wear a mask. So let me get this glued up